Ever feel like prepping for a mine manager interview? Like you're navigating a mine shaft in the dark? Well, today, we're going to be your headlamps, hard hats, and most importantly, your guides to striking interview gold.
We're going deep, deep into those sample interview questions, those curveballs interviewers love to throw your way. And we're going to help you not just answer them, but really shine.
We got our hands on a seriously comprehensive guide, and let me tell you, it is packed with insider tips.
It's like having a secret weapon.
Oh, tell me more.
Especially when you get hit with a question like, can you tell us about your experience in mine management? Seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, it's not like you just wandered in from a coal mine tour.
Exactly. But there's a real art to answering these seemingly simple questions.
Okay, so spill the beans. What's the secret?
It's about using the question as a launch pad to really showcase the depth and breadth of your experience.
So more than just rattling off job titles.
Way more. Think about it. What types of mines have you managed? Were they open pit, underground, maybe even underwater?
Underwater mines. Now that's what I call a deep dive.
Exactly. It's about painting a picture, not just reciting a resume.
Makes sense. So what about those behavioral questions? The ones that make you rack your brain and remember every challenge you've ever faced.
Yeah.
Those always trip me up.
Oh, absolutely crucial. And this guide has some real gems. For instance, what strategies have you used to ensure the safety of mine workers under your management? And we all know safety in a mine, that's paramount.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're responsible for people's lives down there, not just hitting production targets.
Exactly. So when you answer this question, you've got to go beyond just ticking boxes on a checklist. Did you implement any innovative safety protocols? Did you have to get creative to adapt to a unique challenge on site?
It's like that time I had to fashion a splint for a sprained ankle using only duct tape in a magazine.
Resourcefulness.
Okay, maybe not quite the same, but you get the idea. It's about thinking on your feet, being resourceful in a high-pressure environment. What else does this guide highlight?
Well, it dives into the financial side, too, with a question like, how have you managed to reduce operational costs while maintaining productivity levels?
Ah, the classic balancing act. Keeping the lights on, the miners happy, all while staying within budget. Easier said than done, I imagine.
It definitely takes finesse. You can't just say, oh, I'm good with numbers.
Yeah, you really got to have some concrete examples to back it up, right?
Yeah.
Think back to times you streamlined processes, or maybe you negotiated better deals, or even implemented new technology that boosted efficiency.
It's like showcasing your strategic thinking, those aha moments that actually save the company money. Now, this next question, this one's a doozy. Can you tell us about a time you had to make a difficult decision as a mine manager? It's got to be a tough one to answer gracefully. Oh, it definitely is. This question is all about showing them you can handle the pressure. You can weigh competing priorities, you can analyze risks, and make those tough calls with confidence.
And own it, right? Like sometimes you got to make the hard call.
Exactly. You've got to own the outcome, good or bad.
For sure. For sure. But it's not always about crisis management, is it? There's a whole other side to mining that's becoming more and more important every day.
Yeah,
What about environmental and community impact?
absolutely. I mean, these days, mine managers need to be as knowledgeable about environmental stewardship and community relations as they are about extraction techniques.
Right, like it's not just about digging and hauling anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this guy throws in another tough question. Can you tell us about your experience in managing environmental and community relations at mining sites?
Yeah, that one's a big one. You got to think about any initiatives you spearheaded to minimize environmental impact. Did you oversee any reclamation projects or implement measures to reduce emissions or water usage?
Or maybe you even found a way to turn potential community concerns into opportunities for collaboration, like involving local residents in environmental monitoring programs. Now that's thinking ahead.
Exactly. Demonstrating that kind of proactive engagement really shows you're thinking about the bigger picture. And this is where I think RoleCatcher can be a game changer.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they can help you fine-tune those answers to really resonate with potential employers.
That's key. Because let's be real, every mining company out there has its own values and priorities.
Mhm.
How does RoleCatcher tailor your answers for those nuances?
Their AI is incredibly sophisticated. Seriously, you just feed it the job description and it goes to work. Like it dissects the language, figures out exactly what skills and experience they're looking for.
So it's like having your own personal research assistant, except this one uses algorithms.
Exactly, and it gets even better. Then RoleCatcher takes it a step further and actually suggests ways to refine your answers. Highlights your most relevant accomplishments and experiences.
Wow, that's impressive. Like for a question like, how do you stay up to date with the latest developments in the mining industry? Got to nail that one. Mining technology is changing every day.
You're telling me that question is all about showing them your dedication to continuous learning.
Right. It's not enough to just
Okay.
say you read industry magazines.
Definitely not. You have to get specific. Mention those publications, you follow the conferences you've attended, maybe you've even taken some online courses.
Prove it. Show them that intellectual curiosity, that drive to stay ahead of the curve.
Yes, exactly.
And that brings us to a question that almost feels like a freebie. Can you tell us about a successful project you managed as a mine manager? That's your time to shine.
Right. Break out that portfolio. Let those achievements sing. But remember, it's not just about bragging.
Right. You're not just there to toot your own horn.
Exactly. Choose a project that really aligns with the specific role you're going for and, make sure it highlights the skills they're looking for.
So if they're looking for someone with a strong safety record, you wouldn't talk about the time you boosted production by cutting corners on safety.
Definitely not. 1,000 times no. This is your chance to connect your experience with their needs. Make it relevant.
It's all about telling your story in a way that clicks. Show them why you're the missing piece of their puzzle. But hey, it's not all about nailing those interview questions. We've also got this awesome career guide for mine managers from RoleCatcher. It's like a roadmap for your mining career, right?
Totally. This guide dives deep into every stage of a mining career, lays out the roles and responsibilities from entry level all the way up to the top.
So you're not just stuck at the bottom of the mine shaft, right?
Yeah.
There's room to grow.
Exactly. You could start as a geologist, then move up to operations manager. Heck, even CEO one day.
Okay, now we're talking. But let's be real. The mining industry is changing fast. Automation, AI, even asteroid mining. It's like something out of a movie.
It's wild, isn't it? That's why this guide stresses how important it is to be adaptable. You got to keep learning new things.
So you need to be as comfortable with a computer as you are with a pickaxe.
100%. And that's where those certifications we talked about come in. The mine manager certification, the professional engineer license. Those are gold in today's job market.
They're like your badges of honor. They prove you've got the skills to lead in this field. But sometimes it's not just what you know, it's who you know, am I right? Does this guide talk about networking?
You bet. It's got a whole section on networking, going to industry conferences, joining those professional groups, using LinkedIn. Those are all ways to build your network.
Sometimes the best advice comes from just talking to people in the field. And speaking of connections, RoleCatcher has this awesome feature that really shakes things up. Tell us about it.
Oh, it's a game changer. Instead of sending out a million resumes, hoping for the best, you build a profile on RoleCatcher. You put in your skills, your experience, your career goals, then their AI takes over. It matches your profile with companies that are looking for someone just like you.
It's like having a personal headhunter, but with way better algorithms.
Right, you're not just a resume in a pile anymore. You're getting matched with opportunities that actually fit your skills.
This has been awesome. We've covered so much ground today, from conquering those interview questions to navigating the ever-changing world of mining.
Totally. And don't forget, RoleCatcher has your back every step of the way. They've got the tools and the resources to help you dig deep, uncover your potential, and build that amazing career as a mine manager.
And on that note, here's a final thought for you to chew on as you head off on your mining journey. Picture this. You're in charge of reopening a mine that's been abandoned for years. It's got a history of safety issues, environmental problems, the whole 9 yards. How do you build a culture of safety, sustainability, and success from the ground up? It's a challenge, but that's what makes mining so exciting, right? Until next time, happy digging, everyone.